All right. Good evening. My name is Dark Knight. I'll be caster for tonight. We have a Division B Season 17 matchup between ICC TBD and Came From Behind. Although, oops, forgot my music on. And, oh, we're already in draft. That went quickie. I didn't get to go over their maps. Had my infamous last second stream. Just quick looking over of the maps. We have TBD lose the coin toss and Came From Behind win the coin toss. They opted for map pick. We had Braxis hold out and Alterac Pass banned out by ICC TBD, and Sky Temple Curse Hollow by Came From Behind. And we got map pick going to Battlefield of Eternity. Right away, we do see Anub and Johanna being banned out, and Johanna continuing the same kind of pattern we've seen the past, or this whole season, I should say, and actually the past few seasons, still being one of the most either banned out or selected heroes in NGS. With the second ban, we do have Stukov being taken out. Pull out the statistics, got everything, at least in Division B. Yeah, Johanna with a 95% popularity, either banned out or picked, and rightfully so, with a 79% win rate. So when Johanna doesn't get banned out, doing quite a bit. Although that does leave Vala open. Vala's still really good on this particular map. With that, but probably, yeah, so I see either a tank or maybe potentially another race being selected by Came From Behind. Quickly, if we were to look at the standings, we see that Came From Behind is currently sitting at second behind Gambit Gaming in Division B, with ICC TBD in sixth place. Although they're both had about a game behind, so Came From Behind technically can tie for first if they were to get a domination, and ICC TBD can potentially jump all the way up to third if they were to get a domination. We do see Lucio and Blaze being picked up at the side of ICC TBD. Northern Touch, thanks for the follow. Zalara, wait, you never followed me before, Zalara? We have a Kel'Thas, interesting. Imagine that's probably a target ban. And right away with the spicy pick of Kerrigan and I guess Zul'jin's not so much spicy, a little less spicy, but still. Kerrigan potentially can get a lot of setups, especially when defending. Able to kind of land the combo on one of the stunts of the Immortals. The last two picks coming out, the side of ICC TBD, we have ETC and Sonya. Imagine probably a bruiser still needs a big tip unless Kerrigan is going to be playing the role of pseudo bruiser. There we have Malthael. So interesting setup, at least. I'll put up the predictions for you there. Just off. I mean, they both have pretty good race. I guess slightly better or in favor of ICC TBD with Bala and the Sonya. Probably have to come down to some fighting and defense, but with that, we'll see shortly in game number 1. All right. So we walking everybody in. Game 1. We have ICC TBD on the left-hand side, blue team, with Rabbit Penguin on Sonya, this guy on Bala, MG Doom on the Lucio, Phantoms on ETC, and Random Engineer on Blaze. Well, we have the members of Came From Behind, Tucket on the Rhaegar Beachy Man on the Kerrigan, Top Gun 707 on the Zul'jin, Mr. Hustler on Garrosh, and Mojo on the Maltu. We do have the members of Came From Behind. All 5 starting down here to see if they can potentially pick. I think this is something you're seeing more and more where teams kind of pretend. We do have the top. Oh! So we do have the throw on Bala, but able to scoot away. Kerrigan not able to land the combo. I guess I just realized we have a double bruiser lineup from the side of. We have the toss and the Kerrigan combo with Phantoms able to slide out. Although half health. But that leaves Sonya free to spin. Although they're going to have a potential for a very nasty combo with the match with the leap, the stun from Blaze, the mosh from ETC. Quite a bit of damage that can come out, and DC. We do have Garrosh looking for a flank on the Bala, able to again get away. Although in these early levels, it's more challenging to get a kill. You have. If some of our offlaners love doing offlane things. Another combo, and they're getting able to get that combo off on Bala, but as I mentioned before, maybe not quite there yet with the damage and scaling this early on, but may potentially be scary if you are Bala or ICC TBD. The damage will eventually catch up. We had ICC TBD take their or clear the bruiser camp, but we need to cap it. Malthael a little bit slower. Blaze being able to only gets running a little bit, but able to get away. Looks like both teams opting to maybe do a defensive setup. And if you are... Oh, there goes that toss, and that Lucio also low does go down. And again, that combo by Garrosh and Kerrigan proven to be very lethal. He does go down, not able to get away with. And with that, came from behind, able to get an early lead at halftime. And Blaze getting tossed, but probably not the easier target to kill with that ICC TBD. Probably opting to get as much damage out on the Immortal as they can, just to limit the damage or value that came from behind will get. Although Garrosh on an island tossing Lucio, and again Lucio getting low, and the members it's a very nice stun by Blaze, but not enough to save Sonya. It does go down. So we do have a 3-0 favor on the first kills when it comes on the favor of came from behind. For the first Immortal being secured, pushing bot lane. We do have Blaze top side, trying to get some soak. We do have Malthea rotating in. ETC getting tossing. Nice again stun. The ally tossed by Garrosh, not able to save Malthea, and that's the first kill secured. Right, to see TBD. ETC tossed again and will be going down, and with that we do see TBD trying to get the chase. Do the stun on the Zul'jin, but Kerrigan able to get the toss and trade out Zul'jin for Blaze and Sonya. Even with all that, TBD not too far behind, about half a level experience. Although it's obviously only 2 lanes. Malthea just getting the soak he can. Top side, we did have the bottom siege camp being picked up by the side of came from behind. And so far, even though they have a beefier lineup, ICC TBD not able to get much going so far, and with level 10s pretty close for the side of came from behind, I imagine they're opting probably just to play it safe and try to get what they can. But they came from behind. They're gonna get the top camp started. We do have Blaze dealing with the bottom siege camp that was picked up earlier. With that, this top one, and we do have 10s online for came from behind. We do have Ancestral Healing, Warlord's Challenge, Last Rites, Ultralix, and Taz Dingo. And with that advantage, we do see came from behind opting to steal PVD's Bruiser camp, and right away gets on the Immortal, quickly melting it. Zul'jin melting that Immortal, and looks with that. Now TBD have their 10s online. We do have Wrath of Vengeance, Leap, I5, Mosh, and Bunker. ETC, it's nice stun by the Blaze. The Leap followed by we don't have a Mosh yet, do we? Oh, we do have ETC go down, but Bunker being used, the follow-up stun, able to secure the kill on the Kerrigan, and Taz Dingo being used. We do have a 3-for-1 in favor of Came From Behind. Nicely done. Looks like ATC was not able, was it? I guess it didn't see. It may have been interrupted and put in the short cooldown. We did see a nice stun and follow-up leap by Sonya, but not enough damage with ETC getting tossed and Garage actually taunting out the members of TBD from behind the wall. ETC going down, we have leap, but not much of a follow-up there with Vala. Oh, was that like 5 health? Wow. Vala able to escape barely. You have the top fort going down. Still rather healthy Punisher. American combo. We do have a mosh, but it's probably gonna be interrupted by the Immortal. The follow-up stunned by. And just too much damage, and at this point, a 14-11 lead, and with that, Came From Behind potentially threatening to end here. And I imagine it. You do have the damage with the Zul'jin. Did you see the toss on? And for 50%, 30. And it looks like it will be enough. And GG. Game number 1 going the side of Came From Behind. So a very strong showing by the side of Came From Behind. A very scary combo and executed rather well. You saw even early on able to get quite a few of those tosses and combos by Garrosh and Kerrigan. But early on, Vala able to get away. That wasn't the case. And we did see a 15-4 advantage, with Zul'jin putting out quite a bit of work as far as damage, followed by Vala and Sonya. We did have quite a bit of healing, but the fights were just so fast. And then especially with the level leads that eventually Came From Behind got, proved to be a little bit too much. And rather quick match, 10 minutes. And this time I didn't say anything, because before I have usually has said this map is one that definitely is fast or goes to level 20, and the opposite happens. And we got Came From Behind. Grizzly, thanks for the follow. So, again, for those who just joined us, potentially, let's look at the map select while we wait for teams 2. We did have the list. Braxis Holdout and Alterac Pass being banned out by TBD. Sky Temple Cursed Hollow being banned out by Came From Behind, and map pick by Came From Behind to Battlefield of Eternity. Looks like teams are getting ready. And looks like we're going to be going to Tomb of the Spider Queen, and this time selected by TBD, so opting to choose the map. Now, there used to be, I guess, a couple seasons ago that having first pick used to be kind of the ideal choice, but trying to look at the stats, I think more and more you're seeing teams opting for map. That just so many, at this point of the game, solid picks. And having a map where you can kind of dictate what exactly you want to play being a little bit more powerful than first pick. Used to be the first pick was the more ideal situation. Let's see. Did I put the wrong title? Oh, gee. I thought I updated it. Yeah, it's updated. And then one time you get the prediction right, you're the only one to bet. It'd be that way sometimes. I'll give you some dark fun bucks. To make up for it. Shouldn't I be able to be also bad or not bad, protect myself? That'd be kind of unethical for me to do that. Trying to look up the stats as far as so in Division B we actually have Brightwing being the second most popular hero that's either banned or picked, but only has a 42.9% win rate. Followed with Vala, Anduin, and Noob. It's interesting. For the most part, you see the same heroes across different divisions. Maybe some slight variations in priority. Let's get both teams are readying up. Okay, we're gonna get going. The game number 2. Going over to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Let's see if ICC TBD is going to be able to turn it around and make it a 3-game series. Or if Came From Behind can secure the second match in a domination. So now a completely different map, obviously, compared to Battlefield of Eternity, where in BOE it's all about race. What goes on in the off lanes and such doesn't really matter as much. Whereas Tomb, although it's one of the smaller maps, it's a 3-lane map. It does require some, at least, thought about your rotations and priorities when it comes to dealing with the objectives. We do have the Anduin and Johanna being banned out. And the Garrosh, and makes sense. And a new being the second ban. With that, we do see Rhaegar being snapped up right away. Now with ICC TBD with the next two picks. Opting to go with Junkrat and I would say Vala? No, we have a Blaze, so the Blaze being prioritized. Gets me well. We do have a Zol. Not one that gets picked that much or often. What is the Zol popularity? 1.2%. It's been picked exactly one time before in Division B. Feels bad. We did have Valsad also being picked up. So quite a bit of wave clear and siege with Rhaegar and Zul and even Felstad, so Came From Behind has that checked out. Although with Junkrat and Blaze so far, ICC TBD, oh, not too bad. Imagine they're probably going to opt for DPS healer or DPS tank. Or tank healer. And we have a Kel'Thuzad and a main tank Uther. Is it? Or is Zol going to be main tank? I guess you can have like a pseudo Zol, pseudo Uther. So Came From Behind again with the very spicy picks they approve of. Kel'Thuzad being one of those heroes that can be very oppressive if you're not able to deal with his chains. And we do have Nazebo. Again, very interesting picks. I mean, I approve of it. That'll be your prediction for game number 2. I mean, I like both for different reasons, but Kel'Thuzad again can be very scary if he's able to get going. But with that, I'll see you in a bit for game number 2. Alright, there we go. For some reason, my screen was stuck. We have ICC TBD guy, this guy on Nazebo, MJ Doom on the white main, Phantoms on the Stitches, Rabbit, Penguin on the Junkrat, and Random Engineer on the Blaze. On the side of Came From Behind, we have Mojo on the Zul, Huckett on Rhaegar. Right away we do see the Hook and Top Gun, who's on the Uther, able to get away with 100 HP. Beachy Man on the Felstead and Mr. Hustler on Kel'Thuzad. Right away we do see I guess a wave clear slightly favoring, at least early on, Kel'Thuzad able to get the combo and gets Stitches for first blood. Able to control the rotations, and ICC TBD not able to get. We do have Uther again, about 100 health, able to get away. Looks like we have Zol. I thought that maybe we saw Zol doing a double soak. And Guy being threatened and able to get away, but came from behind, already showing why their comp is pretty impressive as far as controlling the rotations and not really allowing TBD to step up. You have Stitches fishing for a hook. The combo doesn't land, but still. We have Zol and Blaze doing their thing, but and this is one of those maps where, again, we need time for Nazeebo to scale, but the way things are going, doesn't look like there'll be time for Nazeebo to scale. The hook lands on Kel'Thuzad, but again, able to get away. We did have Huckett being focused a bit, but able to get away safely. Hook goes out, nobody's home. We do see few gems they have being turned in, but 43 already, and with that they do have turn in if they're able to get the last few in. And it looks like the first spider queen spiders, or web weavers I should say, are going to be going over to the side of Came from behind. We do see the displacement of Junkrat, able to cause a little bit of chaos. Came from behind, prioritizing that top boss lane right away. They're gonna get, well, they're gonna get the walls down. And with a pretty healthy web weaver, still likely gonna get quite a bit of this. Yeah, I mean, we do have Kel'Thuzad getting the first of the objective. Oh, actually, no, never mind. We do have the objective completed. 4.5, and we do have Stitches being targeted, and we see the power of a fully sacked Kel'Thuzad. The stun on the Felstad and able to get away. Reminiscent of game 1 where TBD was so close to securing a kill, but able to get away, and Kel'Thuzad able to secure the first board of the match. Top lane being taken down. We do have the hook landing on Kel'Thuzad, but able to get the combo out on Nazeebo and Stitches, and Nazeebo able to get away, but looks like Stitches get away. Oh, I thought this would be focused, but wasn't. Whitemane able to get away for the second, and Uther bumped over by the Junkrat, but still able to use the stun. We have a 3-person stun by Blaze, but nothing much as far as follow-up. unfortunately. Yeah, Uther main tank, always good to see. We do have TBD with turn-in, but seeing if they can get an angle to get those gems in. Came from behind now has 10s online. We do have Ancestral Healing, Divine Storm, Mighty Gust, Shadow Fissure, and we do have Zul holding on to their 10. We do have turn-in as well for Came From Behind. If you're TBD, you want to try and get this turn-in in. Otherwise, it'll be 2 back-to-back turn-ins, and not a situation that you want. But you do have that reach is so insane. Blades definitely look like they got away, but that unlimited range of the chain. Only 4 more needed by Came From Behind. The guy being really careful not to get focus. He's carrying 23 gems. We have Blaze going topside, trying to get a way to sneak in and turn in potentially. We do have Rhaegar and Kel'Thuzad rotating up. We do have Rhaegar now with the turn in. Blaze not able to turn in the gems, and now we have the second of the Web Weavers being secured by the side of Came From Behind. Kel'Thuzad gets the combo on Stitches. We do have Divine Storm going out, and Uther is booped over with Ancestral Healing being used, followed with Gust. Able to zone out the rest of the team and save Uther. And Uther has gotten away now. This is probably the 3rd or 4th time. Although credit to Came From Behind, able to. We have hands. We have Ravenous Spirit getting some value, but resets of Kel'Thuzad's coming in with Falstad eventually going down. The hook goes out to misses. All the while we do have Blaze that was trying to defend top lane from the push of the spider with Zol, and then right away moving over to the mid lane. Looks like they're gonna be able to save it for now, at least. The hook. And Mr. Hustler on the Kel'Thuzad has been on point with those chains. As I mentioned before, you have a competent Kel'Thuzad to be very impressive. We did have Skeletal Mages being selected by Zol and using it to kind of help secure the bottom board, and with that, only mid remaining with only a little bit of health, but Blaze trying desperately to see if he can get the turn in, and looks like he's gonna be able to, yep, he's able to get it. The first Web Weaver, but with that, middle fort goes down. This is a very challenging position if you are TBD now with your Web Weavers. Oh, the hook on Kel'Thuzad, but able to get away. Bunker being used, as well as Ravenous Spirit. Finally, TBD getting an opportunity to work or to use their combos. And we have Junkrat being. Pick up the Jits? Oh, okay, there you go. I was like, no. Junkrat getting blown up. We have the hook and follow-up stun. But again, the combo and Blaze getting melted, followed by Stitches and uh-oh. With that, White Ming going down, and that was quite a bit of gems. came from behind with about a almost two level lead. We do have Falstad moving. Again, that's the problem sometimes when allowing the opposing team to get two back-to-back. You pretty much got no value of that turn in. And now we have came from behind with their own turn in. Now it's going to be the third one. Also able to pick up the bottom siege. TBD trying to get their bruiser out to help counter at least the mid lane. So also picking up their own bruiser. We haven't seen Gorge quite yet, I believe. We have an Spirit, and Kel'Thuzad finally gone down, but has the buyback and immediately. Although they did secure the kill on Kel'Thuzad, he's already back. Galactory. You see Blaze, and okay, I was like. Blaze having to retreat. Hook on the Zul, and we'll be going down. But with that, we do have a lot of pressure, and I don't think TBD is going to be able to respond to this quick enough. The top fort will be going down. Although they, I guess you can say, sacrifices. And oh, the hook. Now with the extended level 13 hook, Stitches is able to be a little bit more of a threat. Yeah, the pre-13 hook is very depressing if you're a Stitches player. We do have the stun onto the Rhaegar, but able to get away. The hook on the Rhaegar with the AoE stun from Uther. Members of TBD getting in bunker. We have Ravenous Spirit being used. But those two levels, or a level and a half, I should say, making a slight difference. Or came from behind. You have, it's a rather low death count, 7 to 4. It seems like it's more than that. It's just came from behind has been able to kind of do what they want. And right away they do move in. The hook misses. Do you see coming from behind, posturing to maybe fight and let go of the boss? Very good move. Many a times you see teams gonna focus on the boss and forget that there's an enemy team. You have the hook coming out, but only gets a minion. Nazebo now being rooted by Zola, able to use the ice block. Ice block, by the way. The hook. Oh, the Zol. With came from behind, now posturing around the boss to see if they can maybe potentially bait. They have now Blaze being focused, and Blaze has the unstoppable hook on Rhaegar. Bunker being used. But that, I can say, that's the problem, is that leaves the potential for Kel'Thuzad to predict those who are in the bunker once they step out for an easy combo by Kel'Thuzad. Oh, wow! And Phantoms threads the needle. It looked like he would have got at least one of them. With about 20-second death timers, came from behind, looking like there are calls being made, and I mean they do have quite a bit of damage. That Falstad is going to be able to melt, and the core quickly being melted. We have 20s online. Upgraded Gus being used to push away the gas zone. We have game number 2 in series being secured by Came From Behind. GG's. So with that, we do have 4 to 10 and some very spicy picks by the side of Came From Behind. To get a member of what's in the correct channel. Oh, here we have that. Okay, so we have here you go. How's it going?
Hey, Dark Knight. It's going pretty well. I felt pretty good about those games.
Yeah, very quick. Total 26 minutes for both and game time.
Yeah. Hope
Looking
you didn't,
at and
hope you didn't set aside too much time for that.
I think it took me a little bit more to set up my computer to be able to cast. But first of all, going on to game number 1, I believe it was you that selected, correct? Battlefield of Eternity. And
Yes.
so, what were your thoughts going into game number 1?
Well, so that's our favorite map. We were a little scared that they would take Garrosh, and so we picked him. It looked like Joe and Garrosh were their favorite 2 tanks, and we didn't want to see a Garrosh. So we picked it, and Hustler's really strong on it. So it worked out great. They went really thick in that first game. 2 bruisers and an ETC, and I wasn't sure what the thought process there was. They couldn't really finish a kill, especially with Vala as Q build, not auto attack.
Yeah, and I didn't notice that until actually the game started. I was like, wait, they have 2 bruisers. And so, although I kind of thought maybe it might be difficult for a Kerrigan, but those as you mentioned before, those combos early on right away was showcasing that the toss and combo with Kerrigan, with the members of TBD getting away early, but then as the heroes scaled, not so the case.
Yeah, Beachy's really solid on Kerrigan, and they let Zul'jin stack quite a bit, so he was done. I as Rhaegar only had 100 lightning stacks by the time Zul'jin was done as 150. That was pretty wild.
Yeah, and again, that was I guess there's not much. You kind of did your game plan. I did enjoy seeing the Kerrigan. You don't see Kerrigan too much, especially in a Battlefield of Eternity, and you were just able to kind of will your composition. And it was a 10-minute map. It was like 10 minutes and 5 seconds if I recall
Yeah,
correctly.
10:08 is what I saw,
Yeah, yeah,
but I think
10:08.
that was pretty surprising. I think something happened right at the end when we killed them all, and
Yeah. So maybe when you're in this position where you can see potentially you can, how do you deal with that? Because like it's one of the, I think that's one of the more difficult situations where you're like, should we go for it or not? Because I've been on both ends. So what were the comms like in that situation?
well, I mean, in the second game or
First
the
game.
first game.
First game.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. Do you remember what? How did we get the objective and then
Yeah, you got the objective.
march
Yeah,
with it?
yeah, you marched top with
I
it, and
think yeah, Garrosh got a few more throws, and
yeah,
once we had kills, it's over. I don't think there was a real decision there. We were just right next to the core when they were all dead.
yeah.
Second game was a little trickier. We actually had a disagreement on whether we could finish or not.
Yeah. So I guess moving on to game number 2, we had this time ICC TBD select Tomb, and so again now with another very much spicy comp, and I do appreciate that having a main tank Uther, and then with a Kel'Thuzad at the beginning. I was mentioning that it's one of those where if you have a Kel'Thuzad can be very oppressive, and so. Well, if you could walk me through real quickly, what your game plan as far
So
as
that's something that we practice a lot, but have only played it once this season in NGS, because we got blown out of the water with it the one time we played it. But the Uther just goes in and tags him. Kel'Thuzad gets stacked real quick, and then Zul's another guy who can just hold you still. And Hustler on Kel'Thuzad is just blowing people up, and they didn't really have anything to get to him. If the Stitches could land more hooks, I think they would have had a chance. But for some reason, we were able to dodge today. I don't know.
Well,
Usually
he was actually able to land a few hooks, but for some reason just got away. Uther top
with two health
got away with like it was like 3-4 times. We just got away. I think one time they got booped over and then stunned the ETC, which then stunned the Stitches, and it was still able to walk away.
Oh, on that one, I got an ancestral off. I think.
Yeah,
the very first hook right in the beginning, Nazebo put up a great zombie wall isolating him. And I couldn't even get through to heal or cleanse until he was almost dead, but just in the nick of time. And it's something one of my teammates said when they drafted is like they don't have any blow up for the Stitches hook, and I didn't see it at the time, but I guess it's true.
Yeah, there was at least early on, maybe in the Nazebo once they're fully stacked with spiders or something can of quote blow up, but the match needed to go a little bit longer for that in order to happen. But again, you were able to control, and I think you got 2 turn-ins right away. And I mean, I can't.
Once we got the first 2 forts and the 2 turn-ins, it was going to be tough to come back.
Yeah, and there was one situation, you were thinking about doing the boss top, and again, it's one of those situations, and I guess maybe for learning for other people who are watching. So how do you deal with that situation where you make the boss call and then you kind of seeing the enemy team? So what were comms like in that situation?
Yeah, we were debating whether to start it. We decided to start it, but then Stitches scouted it out, so we immediately came off the boss so we could fight. Since I think we had the advantage fighting most of the game. They stopped us from taking the boss, and that's okay. It's better than dying on the boss trying to take it.
Yeah.
For new players, half the players usually stay on the boss and try to zone, and then the zoners die, and then the fighters die, and it's a mess. You either got to fight the boss or the people.
Yeah, and so I did mention that very good, at least call by your team to just get off the boss, and sometimes it's like, oh, we're halfway done. It's kind of like it's like the sunken cost. Yeah, it's like we already invested so much into killing this boss, we can't let it go.
You're an economist.
Yeah. And so, with that, I guess you were able to again get some. Kel'Thuzad was very impressive. There was one chain where, what's it called? Blaze was like so far away, and he even used.
I don't know how that. We all laughed. I don't know how he.
Yeah.
Blaze was out.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch the replay because I don't see how that connected, but whatever.
When I play Blaze, I don't reach those.
Yeah,
and some people just get them all. I don't know.
You gotta download the extra extension packet, right, for the chain.
He paid for the. He was actually
DLC.
in an internet cafe.
Yeah.
Today, I'll play it on a desktop for the first time because he moved today.
Oh wow!
So maybe that desktop gave him the extra power he needed.
Yeah. But with that, okay, not much. Congratulations. Looking at the standings real quickly, I believe you were 1 game behind, but with this, we actually be tied with Gambit Gaming for first place. And then, so with that, looking at what are the last few remaining games and which ones you're looking forward to?
Well, next week, actually 2 days from now, we play Gambit Gaming.
Oh, so that's going to be a big matchup deciding probably.
Right. The division. Yeah, we're both 14-2 with 5 dominations. This is it for first and second.
But then after that comes the playoffs, so that's when it really, really starts. All right. So with that, I have no more questions. I want to leave it open for you for any shout-outs or anything else you want to say.
I want to give a shout-out to Beachy Man for finally complimenting me on my Rhaegar play. Now that we're 10-0 with Rhaegar, he finally manned up and talked something positive about the team. So thanks.
Great.
All right. Thank you so much for casting.
Yeah, no problem. And again, congratulations. Enjoy your victory. And I'll maybe catch you. Hopefully I can maybe cast that game. And so, but with that, good luck with the rest of your season in the playoffs.
All right. Yeah. Give me a heads up if you're going to cast it more than an hour in advance.
Oh, believe me. I'm very infamous with my last second streams. I'm not the person that does that. So, but the good thing is I'll pick up games last second. That's my kind of expertise. Okay. All right.
Well, I can get you more fans if you want to tell me a day in advance.
All right. Well, thank you very much,
All right.
and have a good day.
Bye bye.
And so with that wraps up our match and our my cast at least for this evening. We have a 2-0 domination by Came From Behind over ICC TBD. No love. And so again, thanks both teams for participating. Thanks NGS for putting this together for everybody to watch, and thank you all for joining me this evening. I'm trying to see if there's anybody who I can host. I believe I'm the only one that's actually casting any of the games that were on today. I don't see anybody else. But with that, yeah, I don't think anybody else is on. Oh, we do. We do have a cast by Linebus. So I'll probably move everybody else to that. And so with that, thank you very much for joining you. And those enjoy the next of the stream that's going to be going on with another match being casted by Linebus. Thank you very much and have a good evening. And I'll see you next time in the Nexus.